In September of 2015, my life changed completely. I traveled more than 3,000 miles to a country I'd never been to. I was 18, with little to no self-sufficiency, and I felt alone. NUin felt like a curse. While all my friends were having a normal college experience, I was in a different continent. I was exhausted from flying, but most of all, I was scared. It rained that first day, and I cried on the phone to my family about the mistake I had made. What was I doing there? That first night, a group of girls invited me out for a beer across the street, where I had my first taste of Irish folk music. As bittersweet as it was to leave home, I knew this is where I was supposed to be. For the rest of the trip, I embraced the journey. I walked across the River Liffey every day and made trips to the Dublin Castle or Phoenix Park. We hiked that first week on the beachy part of town called Howth. It was sunny that day. I remember there being hills and flowers everywhere alongside steep cliffs. We also visited a farm and baked Irish soda bread. I was finally making friends, cooking my meals, and enjoying Dublin life. My friends and I took a day trip to a fairy tale land called Glendalough, where we hiked for a day. We walked through moss-covered forests, dipped our feet in the cold lake water, saw cemetery ruins, and found ourselves at a stream near an old tower. Even though Northeastern tried to include us in their traditions by having a husky hunt in Dublin, I had the most fun with our NUin group visiting these charming places. We traveled to the west coast of Ireland, where I somehow found myself hanging off even more breathtaking cliffs. Our weekend getaway to Galway was beautiful as I once again found myself surrounded by nature. Once we got back, I did two of the most Irish things possible. I saw the Gaelic football and hurling stadium, which, by the way, is huge. I also ran into Jack Gleeson, famous for his portrayal of King Joffrey from Game of Thrones, outside my apartment building. Before I knew it, I was staying in an eco-lodge in Sligo, a small farming and beach town far from the city. At night, we climbed onto the roof and saw shooting stars. During the day, we hiked up sheep-covered hills and later put on wetsuits to go surfing. Our final trip took us to Northern Ireland, a strange place that was still scarred and reeling from war with Ireland. Being in Northern Ireland was nothing like learning about Northern Ireland in my Ireland class. The war destroyed people's lives, and a very real hatred towards Ireland still exists there. We moved on from our tours to Giant's Causeway, a place filled with cylindrical blocks formed by an ancient volcano. The waves crashed over the slippery blocks as we walked on them. Thanksgiving came and I started feeling really homesick again. Even though we had our own feast in Ireland, it just didn't feel the same. I miss my family. The last few weeks just flew by as I enjoyed my final moments of the trip. Looking back, I would not change a thing. Ireland would always be my second home.